Thank you so much, and thanks for everything you're doing as your governor. On behalf of all of the hardworking legislators in this room, my staff, Susan Bartlett's here, who's helping us ensure that we have great after-school programs, preschool programs, that we do it right. But mostly to all of you. We're working so hard in the trenches to make Vermont a leader in after-school education. Incredibly important, and I can't tell you how grateful I am to you. To all the ambassadors that are here today that are working so hard, stand up, ambassadors. We want to give you a hand for all your support. Thank you. Now, I'm really regretting that they're going to give me the hook, and I'm not going to be able to see the little film that you're about to see. But Claire's daughter Molly is giving me my own copy to take with me. But I just want to sort of say a few words about the film that you're going to see in a minute, and Claire Oglesby's work as a mentor in how to educate and how important her work is in what you do every single day. You know, I'm a kid from Putney, Vermont, born and raised in Windham County. A few Putneyites around here. Mike Mowicki's here, doing a great job for Putney legislature. But where I grew up, which was before preschool and before after school, it was before special education. And you just kind of went to school, and if you were lucky enough to learn traditionally, you made it. And if you weren't, you didn't. That's sort of how it worked back then. So I went to school and found that I couldn't learn how to read. For all the tea in China, no one could teach me how to read. And like most kids who learn differently, I'm dyslexic, they can tell you very early on what they can and cannot do. But of course, we hide it, because at that age, if other people know, then they tease you, and they make fun of you, and they make your life pretty unhappy. So I can remember in second grade when the school decided it was time to tell my parents that I couldn't read. So they called me into the principal's office. This is how we did it back then in the 60s in Vermont. And they said to my parents what I hoped that my parents would never hear. Hey, you know, this kid, good kid, but he can't seem to learn how to read. He's not going to go to college. He's not going to have much of a professional career, but we're going to do the best we can. It's a great day for any that might learn differently. It was one of those days where you go, wow, this and a hole in the head be better than Christmas. So, long and short of it is, the film that you're about to see has nothing to do with me, except to say that I'm one of the students that only stands before you as governor today because I had a single teacher who believed in me, and in fact was my after-school program. Her daughter's here right now, Molly Oglesby. Her name was Claire Oglesby. You're about to learn more about her. And before Molly and her sister Alice were born, they all lived in a little log cabin before the addition went on for the two girls. And Claire and Mac lived in this cabin on Windmill Hill Road in Westminster West, where Molly was raised, and her sister Alice. Claire just decided, for whatever reason, as my teacher, that she was going to take me to one of the first after-school programs in Vermont, her lawn, or her wood stove in the wintertime. And she was going to teach me how to read. And that's why I stand before you as your governor today. Because I can tell you there aren't too many governors that can't read. So all I can say is that the work that you do every day, making sure that kids like me have a place to go, have a program to plug into, have an opportunity to succeed, isn't just an academic exercise for me. The reason that I am going to fight so hard as your governor to ensure that every child has quality after-school programs is because, had I not, I would not be here today. So, together, we'll make it work in Vermont, and we'll show the rest of the country that by spending resources on early childhood education, on after-school programs, we will produce the workforce for the 21st century where kids succeed and then raise families and go on to run businesses, and who knows, maybe we can pick up another governor or two. So I want to thank you for the work you're doing. And I want to say to you this. We're under assault. I'm off to Washington this weekend to try to talk some sense at the National Governors Association into my fellow governors to stand up to the draconian federal cuts that will destroy programs and opportunities like this. You know, what is it about America where we will spend billions of dollars on bombers, where we'll fight wars where we have no business, and we won't spend the money on after-school programs? What kind of nation are we that takes a kid like me and says, he doesn't matter. The resources for that one, not that important. There's something wrong. The continuing resolution that Congress is promoting right now will cut the 21st century funds by 10, 12, 15%. That's 9 or 10 or 11 programs in Vermont that you're working so hard to make a success. So I'll do my best to talk some sense into them. It isn't our people, by the way. We got the best congressional delegation in the country. Patrick Leahy, Bernie Sanders, Peter Welch. They don't get any better than that. If all Congress was like that, we wouldn't be having the problems we're having. But unfortunately, that ain't the way it is. So we're going to work together to make sure that we keep you strong. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that you are the solution and the hope for Vermont's children's future. You are the solution and the hope for working moms and dads to be able to get a job and make a good living. And the work that you are doing while you are underpaid and underappreciated could not be more important to the state of Vermont. So thank you so much for everything that you do.